Hello, everyone. I think we
Here
are
we go.
live.
Here, yes. Recording is live, streaming is live. This is fun. Sorry, go ahead.
Hello. We are using a new platform. So excited about this. Now, I'm Lucy Rosa-Stagi. You know that I do my weekly interviews on Thursdays at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So thank you for being here. I have a wonderful guest today that I'm going to introduce you to in a minute. But in the chat, just tell me where you're from. Just so that you know, and I know that my audience knows that I'm in Mexico, and my guest, Jen Madden. Jen, hello. How are
Hi,
you, Jen?
I am good. I am in
Where are
Wisconsin.
you coming from?
I'm coming live from Wisconsin.
Wisconsin. So here we are, Mexico, Wisconsin. We are so global these days. It is so exciting to be able to do this. By the
Mhm.
way, if you have any questions that you would like to ask my guest, please feel free to add them to the chat below. So I just want to say a few things about my guest. Jen is a seasoned professional with a diverse background, and now she is a certified life and business coach. Wow. Now, we're going to talk about where she discovered her true passion because, as far as I know, it's helping business owners, especially coaches, navigate the intricate, and why I want to say that, landscape of entrepreneurship. So, so I want to say again, hello, Jen. Thank you for being here. I know you could be anywhere else. I know how busy you are, so thank you. I appreciate you being here and talking to you today.
It is my pleasure, Lucy.
Okay,
So fun.
wonderful. Listen, I have, of course, I want to ask you a dozen questions, but I really want to. Can we start with a little bit of your background? Were you born in Wisconsin? Is
I'm
this
not. No, I actually was born and raised in New York in the tri-state
okay?
area. So my parents grew up in New York City. They moved to the country, which was 60 miles north of the city. So that's where I was born and raised.
Okay.
And I wound up in the Midwest by accident. I was actually asked to move to Minneapolis for an acquisition that was part of my work that I did. And that's when I discovered the Midwest and I fell in love with it. So I started to make plans on how I was going to move to the Midwest. And 8 years ago, I moved here and absolutely love it. It's very different than the East Coast.
Absolutely. Wisconsin's a state that I've never been to. There's so much. There are so many places I haven't been to. So I know nothing about Wisconsin, but can you tell us a little bit of why you love Wisconsin so much?
Yeah. So what I fell in love with mostly were the people. Like everyone is super nice. And
Okay.
no offense to the East Coast people that I grew up with. We're nice too, but just in a very different way. I actually had to adjust my directness because
I
um
bet.
not super direct here, but the people were super nice and welcoming. And then the landscape of Wisconsin, specifically where I live, I absolutely love. I'm very close to Lake Michigan, and I
Uh-huh.
grew up with the ocean. So I did not understand the power and the vastness of our Great Lakes. And
Yes.
I am absolutely in love with Lake Michigan. So I spend a lot of time down in Milwaukee. I'm about 40 minutes outside of Milwaukee. And so you get like a little bit of the city, you get a little bit of country, you get a lot of nature, a lot of lakes. Yeah. And that's what I fell in love with.
Wow, that's amazing. It's always so interesting to me why people end up where they end up and why they stay because they like it. And so thank you for sharing that part of
Mhm.
you with us. Now, what I'd like to do is kind of talk about your journey from the corporate world to becoming a certified life and business coach. What inspired that transition?
It was a journey. So I'll even back up before my corporate experience. I actually went to school for music therapy. I'm a musician. A lot of people don't know that
Okay.
about me.
No.
And I always wanted to do something with music and with helping people. So that
Mhm.
was a natural career for me. And I did it for about 8 years. And I wound up getting my master's in public administration because I was like, I'm going to save the world. I'm going to start a nonprofit. Everything is going to be wonderful.
Right.
Except I graduated with no experience and school debt. So my
So
cousin's
many
like,
people.
hey, there's an opportunity at the corporation I work with. Why don't you just interview? And I didn't want to go on it because I was like, I'm a nonprofit girl. Long
Mhm.
story short, I interviewed with the company and I lasted with that company for almost 17 years.
Wow.
So I became a corporate person and I liked it because I tapped into a part of who I am that I didn't know existed. I'm a
Right.
strong leader. I didn't know that because I didn't have the opportunity in my previous career to do that. The background I had in music therapy really helped with my career because I started out as an IT trainer and
Mhm.
then worked my way up the ladder, and I was an integral part of our acquisition team. So the company I worked with grew by acquisition, and I was the person who would go in and be basically the liaison between the two companies, which you can imagine with an acquisition isn't always like rainbows and sunshine. But
No,
I think
that's
my
true.
background, my music therapy background and all the training I received
Right.
really helped me with people. And so anyway, I was the corporate girl. I traveled everywhere. But I never felt like this was the thing for me. But I was too scared to not have like the security of a real
Right.
job. Right. And I felt like in many ways I didn't have a choice. Like I am single. I don't have kids. It is me to take care of me. So I felt like I didn't have a choice. I couldn't take a risk. Right.
Right.
And jump out into entrepreneurship. But like, I think part of it is just, learning who you are and that self discovery and self growth, the wisdom that you get with aging. I really started to see that I do have a choice and
Right.
I have a skill set that no matter what, I have my own back. So I started to explore like potentially becoming a certified life coach. And I did that in 2019. And I
Mhm.
actually started out working, doing leadership training because I had a strong leadership background with the corporate part. I was able to use the life coaching skills that I had and just kind of work with those and help people lead their teams.
Right.
Naturally progressed into business coaching because teams are part of your business, but then there's everything else that comes with, running a business. You have to,
Mhm.
learn the tech, you have to learn the marketing, you have to learn how to show up for yourself as an employee every single day, which, honestly creates a lot of mind drama. So the work that I do with my clients is a little bit of tech and a lot of mind drama management, which is why
Right.
I like combining the life coaching background that I have with the business aspects or background that I have. So
Right.
yeah, that's why I'm here. That's what I'm
Wow.
doing.
So it sounds like you found your passion
I
in
did.
helping, business owners navigate the entrepreneurship, as we call it.
Yeah.
Now, what are some of the most common challenges that you find that you have observed about people and who want to be entrepreneurs, and how do you address those?
The number one thing that I see is everyone complicates everything, right? And I think we
Oh,
do it
yeah.
by accident, right? Like just,
Yeah.
you kind of start out and you don't really have a system for anything, especially when you're a solopreneur. It's
Right.
like you're trying to figure stuff out and you're kind of developing a system, but then that doesn't work. So you band-aid something on that, or you're like, oh, I need this program, I need that coaching program. And next thing you know, you've got all this stuff everywhere. And most of it you don't need. So that is the number one mistake I see entrepreneurs make is just complicating something that doesn't need to be complicated. Right. So a lot of the work I do is like we just clean house and then we pull back the pieces that make sense and also that the person loves to do, right? You're not going to
Right.
love everything in entrepreneurship. If it was easy, everyone would do it, but you
Right.
should love parts of your business. And if you don't, then you got to look at your business. So
Right.
that is the number one thing that people do, that entrepreneurs do, is just complicate things.
And they come with these limiting beliefs. We all have them,
Oh,
and so
100% we do. And
yeah.
it's scary, right? Stepping
Yes.
out into on your own. I know for me, it was really scary. But the thing that I leaned on was I knew that I had experience that I could lean onto. I could always go back and get a job. And I
Hmm.
also had the tools, like just like I have my own back. Like I got this. No matter what happens, I will figure it out because you can always figure it out.
Right.
Yeah. But there is
But
a lot of mind drama.
yeah. So as far I can tell with the passion in your voice that that this is what you wanted, and it sounds like you made the right choice for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
I did. I love it.
That's so great. It's so great to hear that people are living their passion. I mean, so few of us had the choice, especially, my generation didn't have too much. At least we didn't think we had the choice.
Yeah,
There's that
there's
limiting belief
that.
in
Yes.
itself. Yeah. So if you had to give some advice to aspiring entrepreneurs, can you think of maybe three pieces of advice that you would give, to people who are just starting their business? Because taking that first step, that could be number one piece of advice. Taking that first step is a biggie, isn't it?
Yeah, I think taking the first step is the hardest thing to do, and you can do it in a safe way though. So for me, taking the first step was really scary because I was like, well,
Mhm.
what, I have to make money. I have to be able to pay my bills. I
Yeah,
didn't have like a cushion to lean on to. So I did it in a progressive way. So I slowly left the my
mhm,
corporate job, right? And so I started my business while I was still working full time and then transitioned to doing it full time.
right,
Most people, I think that calms the brain down a little bit for most people. Some people got to go all in because
right.
it is what I call split energy. But I think
Mhm.
reminding yourself that eventually you'll be able to do this full time. And right now, your job is to do your full time job. Remind yourself that you're building your future so that when you show up for your quote unquote side hustle, right, you're all in so that you can build it to a point where you can leave. So I think that is a nice easy way for people to jump off the ledge, if you will.
Right.
It calms, like for me, it just calmed my nervous system down because I still had income coming in, and I could start to see the potential of growing my business. Now, like I said, some people, they have to go all in, and I honor and respect that. For me, I don't think I'm a natural entrepreneur. That's the next thing I will say. Even though you're not a natural entrepreneur, and that is a story I tell myself that I'm not a
Mhm.
natural entrepreneur, you can build that skill set.
Right.
There are plenty of ways. There's so much information out there. It's so much easier these days to be an entrepreneur that is a skill set that you can build. So you don't have to be wired a certain way. You just have to build your business in a way that makes sense for you. Does
Right.
that make
And
sense?
yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. And there's always coaching. You don't have to do this alone, you
You
know.
don't, and that's, yeah, I guess that would be another thing. You don't need to do it alone. I would
Mhm.
suggest finding a community that can support you, like
Right.
similar entrepreneurs. Hiring a coach is a great way to manage the
Right.
limiting beliefs and the mindset, because that really is the thing that stops us,
Right.
is these stories that we tell ourselves that just simply aren't true. I did that for years, right? I did that for years.
So did
And
I. Yeah.
little by little, I untangled those stories, which is so freeing, but it's also hard work. So that is the beauty and benefit of hiring a coach, and then surrounding yourself with people who are doing exactly what you're doing, because you can kind of freak out together, and maybe when
Right.
somebody's having like a really bad day, somebody else is having an amazing day, so that you have the support from that person.
Exactly, exactly. And also, I think, very often, even though our family loves us and, sometimes they don't understand what we're doing. And there's also, I think I want to say keeping it secret is kind of, a safety way to go, because even though your family loves you, there's a fear that comes up in them. And the fear can be what? It can be so many things, right? I mean,
It can be so many things. Yeah, absolutely. And I do think sometimes keeping things close to your chest and only sharing it with people that you fully trust. And I
right,
think, family has the best of intentions. My mother still has no idea what I do. And
exactly.
she's finally, I mean, even to this day, she's like, can you pay
What do
your
you
bills?
do?
Like, are you okay? What are you doing? I have no idea how to explain. And are you okay? And it's,
Right,
that's a mother's concern, is to make sure that your child is okay. And
exactly.
but that is true because people want to protect, and I think in doing so they sometimes squash our dreams,
Hmm.
whether it's intentional or not. So I do think kind of keeping it close to your chest and sharing it with people you really trust, especially initially, because that fear, their fear, will tap into your fear.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly. And that's why, you mentioned number two, being part of a community is so important,
it really is.
because people are doing what you're doing and trying to achieve their dream. And sometimes, you need that support. And then the
Absolutely.
coaching, can help you through the limiting beliefs that you may have
Yeah.
about success or, failing or all those things that come
All
up,
the things. Yeah.
all those things that come up for us as entrepreneurs.
Mhm.
Could you share a memorable, maybe success story from your coaching experience that highlights the impact of your guidance on one of your clients' business?
Yeah. So I work with one client currently, and she has a wildly successful business. And she, every business has an ebb and flow. And she's been in business for quite a while, many years. And
Mhm,
um, we started working together, and she had a very complicated system. She actually had some stuff happening with some of the people in her business that kind of caused some fear and had her um, just questioning her own business. And what we did is we just took a look at her business.
mhm.
We had stopped programs that were working because, you get advice from people, oh, you should do this and you should do
Right.
that. And she was going against her own instinct. So she had
Mhm,
stopped doing some programs that were working in the past. Um, based on other people's feedback. So what we did is we just took an inventory of everything that she has done in her business. We looked
mhm.
at the areas that were successful, and we slowly integrated those pieces back into her business. And it takes time. Like, so it's that unraveling, and you have to trust. I kept saying to her, I'm like, we're just moving the ship slowly, but
Right.
like, we got to keep doing it and keep doing it until you're like on the right track. And she's on the right track. And it's only been maybe 6 months, but a
Wow.
lot of drama, right? Because it's your business, it's your
Right.
money. So I'm actually really proud of where her business is now, because she's done the work, right? To do it, you have to do,
Right.
I can guide you, but you have to do the work.
You have to do the work. You can be guided. It's like that old adage, you can take a horse to the water, but you can't make him drink kind of thing, you know?
Absolutely.
Mm,
And I think the biggest thing for her was really just trusting her own instincts. Like, I
right.
think she knew she should not have put those programs, in the archives. But somebody said, no, this is the next step for your business.
Yeah.
And it wasn't. But again, trial and error. She tried it, it didn't work. So you just have to unravel and bring it back. And so we've simplified it to the products that have sold in the past and that are
Mhm.
selling now. And it's just
Wonderful.
it has been fun to watch her grow
Right.
as an entrepreneur in her journey. And this is an experienced entrepreneur. So we always have growth, right? There's always like the next level.
Right. Absolutely. We never stop growing, whether it's in our personal life or our business life. I mean, we grow in age, so why wouldn't we grow in
I know,
wisdom and
absolutely.
knowledge and everything? So
Yeah,
if you don't grow, you're falling back, and you know what happens when you fall back. Anyway, I don't
that's
want to
it.
go there.
I know.
Jen, you and I are on a new platform, and
We are.
this new platform, this for me, I have to tell you, this is a new thing for me. This Be Connected seems to be an essential tool for your coaching practice, right?
Mhm.
So let's talk about the unique features or the advantages of this platform that you've chosen, that you find so beneficial for your business and your
Yeah.
business development.
I mean, I feel like I can talk about BeeKonnected like a lot, like for hours. But the thing, so I work with coaches, right? And a lot of
Right.
so I have coaches that have memberships, but I also have a lot of coaches that work one-on-one with their clients. I am that
Mhm.
coach. I work one-on-one with clients. Um, the meeting platform, so it's very similar to what we're using, is their free membership gives you 90 minutes of meeting time with up to 100 attendees. To me, like, everyone should drop Zoom and get on this just for that,
Right.
because you have to pay to get that on Zoom. You actually have to pay their membership fee, whereas in BeeKonnected you get it for free. So for new coaches, like just starting out, this is a no-brainer, because again, new coaches don't have a lot of income. They want to see
Right.
where they can stretch their dollar. There is no stretching their dollar. It absolutely is a free platform. It works beautifully. So people who are coming over to BeeKonnected for the first time, I always say, just like, if you're on virtual meetings, just start using that piece of BeeKonnected. I did that
Right.
with all my clients. We meet here on BeeKonnected now. And it was a seamless transition, because they just want you, right? They're like, where are
Yeah,
you going to
absolutely.
be? Let's show up. I love it. And then you get so many more features once you're in the platform. But for me, that is the number one thing I love about BeeKonnected. There's so many more, but just getting into BeeKonnected, that's like a no-brainer. Their free plan is phenomenal.
And
Now they're
I want to just inject here. You failed to mention that you not only get 90 minutes duration for video conferencing, but you can stream to 2 social media
You can, which hello,
platforms.
we're streaming now for
Yeah,
free. For
I know.
free. People have to pay StreamYard for that. So I mean, that's actually a really good point, especially because we're streaming right now.
Yeah,
It's a really
exactly.
good one. I don't do a lot of streaming, so I sometimes forget that, but you're absolutely right. As part of the free membership, you get that. So for me, that is a no-brainer business decision for people to join. And
Right.
then you're here, and then you're like, oh my God, there's so much more here. Right. So, there
Yeah.
is this social media aspect to it where there's no algorithms. So everyone gets to see your posts. You can set up groups just like Facebook. There's ways. So I feel like I'll keep it short, but I'm like, there's ways to find your ideal audience just by coming on the platform. There's artificial intelligence built into what they call the connection generator, where all you need to do is complete your profile with your market, and you press
Your
a
ideal
button.
client.
Your
Yes.
ideal client, they'll go find them, and then you can connect with them
Yeah.
with
Unbelievable.
literally with the click of a button. It's amazing. I feel like, but wait, there's more, but there is, and it just keeps getting better and better. That's the thing
Absolutely.
that's been exciting for me to be, because this is like, we're at the very beginning of this platform. Basically, anyone who was on the platform heard about it word of mouth, which I think is amazing because there's a lot of people on this platform.
Right.
It's only going to grow and get better. But even in the time that I've been here, they continue to make enhancements. They want our feedback as we're using the system. They keep adding like really big things to the platform, and the price point is phenomenal. The most expensive plan is $49.95. Like
Right.
the most expensive plan for everything, including webinars.
And there's a way to reduce that to 50%.
Actually, that's a really good point. So they
Yeah.
have an amazing affiliate program. So I'm always like, if you love this program, make sure you are at the affiliate level, share it with people. You share
Absolutely.
it with 2 people, the price drops to $24.95. But you share it with 10 people, you actually start earning money for each person that signs up.
Right.
And some people are like, oh, like, I don't know if I want to do that. But here's the thing, you're offering these people a gift, right? To be on this platform that you like, and they have the same opportunity. They can sign up to be an affiliate and share it with people so they can start making money. It's like,
Right.
it's a win-win. And the other thing, it's a 2-tier affiliate program, which is, you don't see that a lot out there. So
I just love when you talk about BeeKonnected because you get so
I
passionate
do
about
get
it.
excited. Like everyone should be on it. And we're just at the beginning.
Everybody will be on it. And by
They
the way,
will.
folks, in the chat, I have the link there that you can just click to get your free version and poke around and look for yourself, explore a little bit.
Yeah.
There's so much to it. I mean, we could be here for an hour. We could give you an orientation, but that's not what this is about. So I want to come back to you, Jen. You emphasize the importance always of authentic connections. So how do you recommend entrepreneurs build and maintain, real meaningful relationships? Because we are living in a fast-paced business world, and that seems to be more difficult all the time.
Yeah,
Of
it's
course.
really, I think it is hard. I think one of the challenges when you are running your own business, there's these limiting beliefs and the fears that we carry with us as we, every day show up for our business, like I got to make money, right? So then we become very focused on making the business grow, and we lose focus on our client. And
Right.
our business only exists because of clients. It is
Right.
about, so I think one of the ways to make an authentic connection with people, but just in general, to grow your business and be really good at your business, is to switch your focus on how can I serve and how can I help.
Great question. Always. Yeah.
I mean, always. That is what it's about. And your brain is going to want to bring you into the drama, but like, no, I really need to, like, especially if you're having like a consult with a potential client,
Right.
it's very easy to be like, oh, I want to close this because I want to make this, amount of money. It is not about that.
It's not about that.
If it's not the right fit for you or for the client, that's not money you want. So
No.
I think it really just reminding yourself to be of service, because that is why you're in the
Yeah, absolutely. I learned that almost when I was in my 40s, that, happiness is serving others. It's just unbelievable. But I learned that, and it made such a difference in my life. And when I get up in the morning, I ask myself that question: how can I best serve today?
Oh, that's so awesome.
Right. Tell me, how do you stay motivated and continue, your personal and professional development? Are there any habits? I just mentioned one that I have. Are there any habits or routines you'd like to share with the audience?
Yeah, so I think I don't think I'm unique, but I am very routine oriented. Like, so
Mhm.
routine is really important for me, and that is
Mhm.
what keeps me on task. So I think like just my normal routine is really I get up, I make a cup of coffee. That is like the best way to start a day. I don't get people who don't drink coffee. I love you, but I don't get you. And
I like that.
I'll start with journaling. I'm a big journaler. So there's a type of journaling called morning pages. Some people may have heard that. Julia
Yeah.
Cameron introduced that, and it's a brain dump. And so I do start my day with getting it could be my fears, whatever's like on top of mind. And it's like stream of consciousness writing. So I do start with that. And then I have my routine. This is when I sit at my desk every morning and I just do the thing. Whatever it is, so I plan my day. I'm a planner, very routine. The one thing that I tell myself, and I also tell my clients, so this might be helpful for any of you who are watching, we'll plan our days. Like some people think planning out your day is restrictive. But what if I
Mhm.
don't want to do it then? Here's the
Right.
thing. What I have found from planning out my day is I enjoy my free time more
Exactly.
because I know that at 10 o'clock when I'm doing this, it's going to be done. So I don't need to think about it at 5 o'clock when I'm shutting down for the day or whenever I'm shutting down for the day.
Yeah.
And I always remind myself and my clients that when 10 o'clock comes and it's time to do the thing that you said you were going to do, your
You
brain is
do it.
not going to want to do it.
Yeah.
That is okay. You do it anyway. You made
That's
a
right.
decision because that's just how our brains work, right? We want
And
things
you
to be
you have to
done.
train it. Yeah.
You have to train it. At 10 o'clock, you decided already ahead of time that this is when you're going to do it. You just show up. You know that you're not going to want to do it, but
Yeah.
you do it anyway because you know you're going to be very happy when it's done.
Absolutely. I have a routine too, and my routine's so important. I do start with a cup of coffee, just like you. But
Right?
it's important. What I do, my agenda. I usually fill my agenda up with the fun things first, so that because it's so easy to say, oh, let's have a meeting. No, because it's important for me at least to balance out my life. I've
I'm
got to
glad
have
you
some.
said that
Yeah,
because that's
yeah.
actually the first thing that I do is I put on when I'm exercising, when I'm having
Mhm.
fun, when I'm taking breaks, all of that, because that is so funny because I'm so glad you said that. Because we are wired like, no, you're calendaring, so it's about meetings and work. No, it's not. It's about your whole life. It's not. You are
Exactly.
not here to work. Like this is not why we're here. Like you want to have a whole full life.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. Well, I know that I could go on and on asking you all these questions, but if somebody wanted to connect with you, Jen, what would be the best way that they could do that? I mean, I wish
I can put it
get,
in the chat. You can just go to my website and you can send me a message through there. It's jenmadden.com. It's not hard. I'll put it here in the chat.
okay, that's wonderful. And usually,
You
we
can
have
also
these
join
pop-up.
B. You can join BeeKonnected and find me on BeeKonnected.
There you go. Yeah. Okay, so what you do is you go to the link that I put there, and you get your free membership, and then you contact Jen.
Yes,
and so it's that easy,
it
folks.
is that easy.
So Jen, yeah, any last kind of advice that you would give to somebody who's wants so much to do, but they have a calling, but it's just like, oh my God, I just don't know uh, how to start, whom to trust, what to do. Any kind of motivational advice
So
that
I
you might
think
have for that person.
it kind of comes down to like, I want to say, as cheesy as it sounds, feel the fear and do it anyway. You're going to be afraid. You are going to be
Feel
nervous. And all you need to worry about is the next right step. That is
right.
it.
That's it.
You
Yeah.
don't need to plan out the next 10 years. When you're starting, it is what's the next right step for you. And just trust yourself. And you are going to get things wrong. And it's not failure, that's learning, right? You have to figure it out. And the only way you can figure it out is know that you're going to be afraid and then just do the next right thing or the next step for you.
Right. I love what you said. Feel the fear and do it anyway. And, we talked about the first 3 steps, get a community of like-minded people, because you need that. Perhaps you can find a coach, and we have a wonderful coach in Jen Madden here. And what was the third one? Can you remind me of what the third one was? It was keep the secret to yourself.
It was. I was like, I have no idea. Let's watch the recording.
Yeah, no, it's like, because that's really important, because you don't need anybody naysaying. You don't need any naysayers around you, and the other thing is, you don't have to do this alone. And so know that, because solopreneurship, it can be difficult. All right.
It can be really lonely.
Right.
So it really is important to find your tribe. Right. And it's easier these days to find it because more people are doing it, because technology has made it possible.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
And with the artificial intelligence, it's so easy now to connect. And look at what we have in BeeKonnected. We have the general connector. All you have to do is plug in your information, and they will find the clients for you. Oh my God. And also people who are in your industry, so that you can collaborate.
Each other. Yeah, which is awesome. It was easy to say.
Okay, Jen, thank you so very much. I do want to thank you for your time. It's been lovely talking to you. I want to thank my audience, of course, for being here. Now you can connect with Jen. Go to her website. It's www.jen, Jen is JEN, all right, Jen Madden, EN.com. So you can connect with her there, and do tell your friends about this new platform. Yes. All right. There's no need. I mean, this is so far superior to the one that sounds like boom. So in the chat, you have the link there to connect and to get your free membership, and come on in and explore.
Absolutely.
Okay. All right. So thank you again, Jen.
Yeah, it was my pleasure.
Okay. And bye for now.